Welcome to the Success Sensei podcast for anyone interested in success, happiness, and balance. We'll teach you how to be a black belt at life. And now, your host, former professional fighter, multiple world champion, entrepreneur, and investor, Robert Devane.
Bowing in. This is Robert Devane, the Success Sensei, helping you to win at life one kick and punch at a time. Episode 358. Fitting in ain't working out.
It's the Success Sensei podcast main event.
Fitting in ain't working out. It's fairly self-explanatory. So why is everybody still trying to conform, still trying to fit in more so now than everybody? I'm sure more so now than any time, than everybody. I'm sure you've heard about tall poppy syndrome before. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. If you've listened to a previous episode, I've included it. I'll tell you really briefly. Basically, it's the tall poppy that sticks up in a field that when somebody comes along, they're more inclined to take a swipe at and to chop it down. And unfortunately, that might be true in a field of poppies. It's also true when it comes to small town mentality, when it comes to village mentality. So everybody is forced or socially pressured or peer pressured to conform and to rise at the same rate of their peers, to keep to the same level as those around you. And this is where the struggle lies. If you have ambitions, if you want to strive, if you want to achieve, if you want to have more, and that only is accepted by those around you as long as you don't appear to surpass them. Whether you surpass them or not, it's other people's perceptions of how well you're doing that can hinder your progress. Your goals have to be independent of other people, and unfortunately that does mean and include close friends and family members. It's very important that you remain true to what it is that you want to achieve, to your own path, to, separate, completely separate from those around you. Now, to be the 1% at any sport, any activity, any type of business, any worthwhile endeavour, what does that suggest to you? To get to the 1%, well, it basically means you cannot be similar, like, or do the things that the other 99% do. If you want to play it safe, you want normalcy, you want to try to fit in, then forget about any heady heights that you might be fantasizing about. It's just simply not going to happen. In order to really succeed, in order to break the 20%, the 10%, the 5%, the 2%, the 1%, the 0.1%, in order to get to those type of percentiles in whatever your chosen field is, and whatever your goal is, you have to be a pioneering trailblazer. Yes, it may require a lot of controversy. Yes, it will and may require a lot of jealousy, resentment, a lot of people thinking that you're crazy, a lot of people not supporting you, whether behind your back or to your face, not believing in you. There is a lot of, as soon as you put your face out there, as soon as you put your voice out there, as soon as you put yourself out there, there will be mudslinging. People will want you not to succeed for so many reasons, especially if it's a reflection of how not well they're doing. A lot of people, I was going to say nobody, but it's not true for other successful people. They're quite happy if you surpass them. They're that comfortable in themselves. But people who aren't that successful, that's who's going to tear you down at the end of the day. People who are highly successful don't have the time or the inclination to try to knock you away from your dreams or desires. They absolutely understand the drive and ambition in others. And it's, it's not a reflection of them and how well they're doing. Now, can you say that about people that are close to you, that are friends, that are relatives? If you appeared to be succeeding beyond their success, would they be happy with you? Would they encourage you? Would they back you up? Would they be resentful? Would they be closeted haters? And this is the dilemma that you're going to face. A lot of the times your peer group will hold you back. I'm sure you've heard many people talking about how you are, the sum total of your 5 best friends, or the 5 people that you're in contact with on a regular basis. You are most similar. You're the sum total of them. You're the most similar to all of those put together, or the average of all of those put together. And that's a worrying thought if the 5 people that are closest to you aren't all high achievers and aren't all encouraging you to become the best person that you can become. It's not all about, acquiring things. It is about, success. As we've talked about many times, success isn't just about what you have. It's not just about this flamboyant display of wealth. It's about your journey. It's about freedom. If you have lots of freedom, that could be a sign of success. If you have lots of people to love and lots of people that love you, that can be a sign of success. If you have the ability to chase your dreams and to hopefully achieve some of them, that can be a sign of success. It can be upskilling. It can be, new hobbies. It can be business. It can be so many different ways. It can be skill based. It's not just about acquiring money or hoarding material possessions. There's lots of different ways to measure success. But if your success appears to outshine those that you grew up with, or outshine those who were ahead of you or perceived to be ahead of you initially, then expect that there's going to be a lot of flack. And because of that, people know this. Because of that, they don't want to put their head above the parapet. They don't want to be that tall poppy. They don't want to have extra grief or extra aggravation. Temporary negativity you can handle, especially in relation to and versus a lifelong regret of not pushing yourself. So by giving in to normalcy, by trying to be normal, by pretending to be normal, by being normal, by living a normal life, but having aspirations of being in, a 1% of your chosen profession or your chosen activity. If you choose not to shake the tree, if you choose to play it safe, yes, you initially short-term negativity, short-term safety is there, but long-term, what's the payback? We've talked about before in the past that on most people's deathbeds, as morbid as that might sound, but you have to think about the end to construct your future. And most people on their deathbeds regret not having done enough, regret not having been brave enough, not having reduced the fear, being too afraid to go forward. They regret that they didn't try more, they didn't do more, they didn't be more, they didn't get. Isn't that the definition of true hell? Is meeting when you do eventually pass, go over to the other side, and you meet the person that you could have become. Wow, imagine that. Imagine passing away and meeting somebody who you deemed, a version of yourself that you deemed to be way more successful than, what you had settled at. Settled being the operative word. That's cruelty. So don't leave it to chance. Don't play it safe. Fitting in ain't working out. It never has done. You have to be a pioneer, a trailblazer. You have to be non-conformist. You have to shake the tree. You have to be true to yourself. You have to give it your all. It's not a dress rehearsal. Leave it all out there. No regrets at the end. Live your life no regret. You don't have to intentionally go out and hurt anybody or get in any other person's way. You don't have to be selfish either. You can absolutely be encouraging others to do exactly the same and helping others exactly the same. But it just means that you're not letting fear of failure, fear of success, imposter syndrome hold you back. You're not letting fear of what other people think or what other people may say, what you're perceiving other people are going to think, what other people are going to say. And that includes family and friends. I keep reiterating that because that's the part that catches everybody out. They're so worried about what their family are going to say, what their family are going to think. Talk to them about it. Tell them that your dreams and your aspirations and your desires and what it is that you want. What's the point putting it on the back burner? Maybe the back burner, burns out. Maybe the flame goes out and there's no back burner anymore. By the time you have the time, the energy, or the resources to chase those dreams, just do it now. Just go for what it is that you want. Do you want to play it safe? Maybe you have been playing it safe. A lot of people do play it very, very safe, too safe. And that's the whole point. Stop trying to fit in. You don't need to fit in. Who are you trying to win over? You're not going to win over anybody by being plain anyway, and not being true to yourself. So who are you trying to impress? Are you playing defense as opposed to offense? Which that's that strategy, trying to be normal, trying not to shake the tree. It's a very defensive position. And as we discussed before, it's very hard to win a fight. It's actually impossible to win a fight if you're 100% defensive. You've got to attack. You've got to move forward. You've got to progress. You've got to grow. Have a think about that. Are you conforming in any way? Are you fitting in? Of course you are. We all do, in one way or another. What are you doing to try to fit in? How can you, right? I'm not saying just be a hellraiser for the sake of it. We're saying, what's holding you back from really chasing what it is that you want to chase? What's holding you back from living the day-to-day life that you want to live, instead of constantly pushing things off to the future? In the future, that's when I'll be happiest. In the future, I'll have more time, I'll have more money, I'll have more energy. That's when I'm going to pull the trigger on my goals. That's flawed thinking, because in the future you could have less time, less energy, less resources. Go get stuck in this week, and I wish you all the best. Message me anytime. Thank you for listening. I'm Robert Devane, the Success Sensei. Life is a fight you can enjoy and win. Bowing out.
This has been the Success Sensei, fighting the winning fight. So add us, subscribe, like, and comment. Keep those hands up and keep moving forward.